Hello everyone, my name is Velya Regita. You can call me Velya, and my NPM is 21302002. So today I want to talk about food waste. Yes, food waste. So this is the overview of my presentation. First is food waste in Indonesia, reason for food waste, food loss and waste, reducing food waste, and last is tips to reduce food waste. So here we go. First is, do you know guys that Indonesia has a high rate of food waste? This problem is particularly sensitive in countries such as Indonesia, where millions of people still suffer from malnutrition and poverty. And every year, Indonesia producing 121 kilograms of food waste per capita per year. In this respect, Indonesia is only better than Ethiopia 32% and India 15.2%. Food waste is a serious and costly issue to the Indonesian government. It generates negative consequences to a range of different areas including the economy and public health. Just to mention a few, unfortunately, the problem is not exclusive to Indonesia, and it also affects other regions in Asia. This is reason for food waste. There is meat, chicken, fish, starchy food, fruit, and vegetables. One of the top contributors to the food waste is because of a lack of appropriate planning on the consumer part. Sometimes people buy lots of food without appropriately making plans on when and how the food will be prepared for consumption. Most of the time, food is also waste because of purchasing or preparing too much. If one purchases or prepares too much food than is needed, then it's obvious the excess food on the plate will go to waste. In such a scenario, leftovers and partially used food account for the food that goes to waste. And where does food waste come from? This survey is 16% by retail operation, 28% by food service, and 77 kilograms are produced by households. Yes. And alternatively, the partially used food is at time put at the back of the fridge and is never reused. The same applies to excess purchases that end up passing their expiration dates and therefore looks, tastes, and smells bad. At the end of it all the excess ends up waste of food. And reducing food waste. When people think about ways to help the environment, encourage biodiversity, and decrease greenhouse gases, they don't usually think about the impact of food waste. And yet, food waste is responsible for up to 10% of global greenhouse gas emission. Producing food for a growing global population is a complex challenge with a lot of negative environmental consequences. So, food waste creates unnecessary strain on our fragile environment. And how to reduce food waste? So, there are many ways in which consumer can help reduce food waste when buying food, eating out, and eating at home. So, this is some tips to reduce food waste. The first is avoid buying too much. Yes, one of the simple ways to avoid food waste as a consumer is to buy less. A page fridge may look appealing, but it may lead to food waste if the household cannot eat all of the food. Taking a couple of shorter trips to the grocery store each week rather than one longer trip may prevent people from buying too much food and help cut back on waste. Buying foods. And the second is always make a shopping list. Buying foods that are already in the house can ultimately become another source of waste. Taking an inventory of the food in the house and making a grocery list before going to the store might help people avoid purchasing unnecessary food and cut back on potential waste. And the last but not least is freeze extras. Yes, freezing food. Okay, freezing food can help preserve them for later use and prevent them from spoiling. Many fresh fruit and vegetables keep well when frozen, extending their shelf life and reducing waste. Other foods may preserve well in the freezer as well, such as bread, meat, and even some prepared dishes. Freezing foods that people use less often, such as herbs, is especially helpful for those looking to eat more sustainable. Freezing extra fresh fruit and vegetables when they are in season locally can reduce need for buying them when they are out of the season and come from far away. So that's some tips to reduce food waste. And yes, Pope Francis said that throwing away food is like stealing from the table of those who are poor and hungry. So please be careful of eating and buying food. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So that's from me. And if you guys have any question, you can send me a message. And thank you for you guys' attention. Have a good day. Bye.